I used to vibrate that horn so bad that all the nickel came off of the mouthpiece, and they had to resolder where the tuning slide. Well, that's the other part of it's actually soldered to the bell and to the other pipe there. They had to resolder that because I vibrated
all right.
so much it came apart. I still have that trombone.
Don't forget to hit record there, Samantha.
I didn't name it either.
Samantha, don't forget to hit record. Yeah, you can start right now. That's fine.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Why not?
Hey, Mike tells me over here, he's like, hey, start recording.
Hey, your water is all ambery now.
It now is, it's got the honey in it.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
actually been helping. It's been helping. So it wasn't helping before.
You need a Red Bull to help you.
I'm just going to find a bunch of bees later and lick them.
I'm going to try to get another one. In a few minutes, we're waiting for our guest. We have William. He's going to be coming over, and what we're going to talk about is what makes the perfect gaming convention.
Oh, that's what it was. Hey, Brian, what makes the perfect gaming convention? That's our topic. I totally forgot.
So,
wow.
That was the subject
You're
that
welcome.
he requested, so I was like, okay, we can do that. So while we wait for him to come over, I'm going to make sure I have all this stuff ready to go, and that way Samantha's not yelling at me. Looks like we have...
She'll still yell at you.
She might.
See, I think it's cool that people are like, they have their little strollers and their cute little kids. I just want to see somebody like pushing like a chimpanzee or a poodle or something in a stroller. That'd be funny.
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Bring your pet to work.
You want somebody
day.
to push you in a stroller?
It'd be a big stroller.
Oh my gosh!
I'm a big baby.
We're stalling for you.
He's finally arrived.
We're stalling for you. Now Samantha might yell because you just walked in front of the camera, but you had no choice. Way to go!
Because he's late.
And you'll have to let me know when you put your headset on if you need it louder. The power of editing for post, but at least for now, we'll give her time. Can you hear yourself?
Can you hear yourself?
You shouldn't be able to hear yourself because I had you muted.
That's good. I'm good.
I can hear myself.
Oh, okay. He's good.
It's very echoey.
It's very echoey. You're echoey.
I am.
All right.
I am.
Just so I have a clean slate, Samantha, for recording. We're keeping it recording. Put it over here. We're just going to do like a 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to get into it. Welcome everybody joining us live on YouTube, Facebook, and sorry Facebook, I don't get to see your comments because it's too much here. It's too much going on.
It's Zuckerberg's fault.
Come over to YouTube and we can see your comments.
No, it's Zuckerberg's fault. You can say that.
3, 2. Hey guys, we're live for our next panel at 1 p.m. here. We're a little late, but we're ready to go on what makes the perfect video game convention. William, you asked about that. He's our guest of honor.
Yeah. I've been doing these now pretty consistently for 5 years. Obviously, PGX is my first one. And after that, I started doing Cleveland Gaming Convention. Mm-hmm. And then last year I did CORGS, and this is my first GDEX. And I've done a couple down in Florida. I travel around quite a bit. And
you have your own business.
Yes. Yeah, Millennium Flashbacks is my business. My motto is trading pop nostalgia is what I do, because I try to serve the best stuff that I can possibly source and find, and give you a good working console, good working games, and feed that nostalgia that people have. Not just reselling games, but reselling nostalgia and the way that we remember things, whenever we were kids. And I think that's one big thing about a gaming convention is coming back and reliving some of your childhood. Mm. And I think GDEX has done a pretty good job of that, especially with their arcade and, with their a lot of the vendors and stuff that have been here. I saw a lot of people that do art and crafty stuff and stuff for RPG games, board games and everything, table games and all that. So my main thing that I think I'm looking for is whenever you come into one of these gaming conventions is, do you have an arcade? I think that's number one, because right here we have 2 arcades. We have this one, and then we have, of course, the like
the rhythm games, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then they have across the street. They
Oh,
have
that's right. That's
consoles.
right. You were saying, yeah.
And the consoles, I think, with the old CRTs. I mean, that's another one.
Yeah.
You got to have the old consoles with these old CRTs. And I know Gary from CORGSCON, he brought his whole setup in the back. And I think he has 3 or 4 games back here too.
I tried to get Super Nintendo games from him, 10 for $1, but he wouldn't. He said yes, but then when I went to try to do it, he was like, no, we can't do that.
No,
I can't believe that he wouldn't just come. Gary, come on.
Yeah, so if you guys wanted to expand on arcades in a gaming convention, I think that's a good topic. We should bounce off each other here.
Yeah, no, because then we're gonna open it up to you, the audience that is live here, even though they're kind of talking to each other right now. But we're gonna open it up to them and see what they feel makes the best video game convention. Dr. Scott, we're gonna start with you. What do you think makes the best video game convention?
Oh wow! I mean, there are so many facets to that, and I think a personal touch. Okay, I'm coming at this not from just someone who is coming in to shop or to play, but also as a content creator, and being invited to one when somebody is really when you don't have to do any second guessing about where you're going to be going, what you're going to be doing, that kind of a thing. That's a real fine personal touch. And I think that's care to the details, to all the details, whether it be, placement of things, where your vendors are going to be, and do you have anything unique that will be, and that's kind of hard to have something unique for all of these different conventions. But I think that each one of them does have something interesting and something unique. So I know that's kind of broad, but at the same time, I think having that personal touch for your guests, and that also means your guests who are coming in, your paying customers as well. Like I said, it's kind of a broad stroke there, but I used to have a manager who called me, when I worked for GameStop, as a matter of fact, he called me the king of customer service. He never gave me a crown. But I always felt that if you're taking care of the people there...
We can get you a Burger King crown if you want.
That'd be great.
Did he bump the discount up a little bit?
They would never give me one after I turned 12 because I'm so big.
I'm just saying. If it
could
bothers
just
you.
steal them. I mean, it's not like Burger King is going to...
Oh, we're going to Burger King after this. All right.
I mean, you could just take them. I mean,
but a personal touch. Getting to know the owner and the people who actually run the show is a good thing. But taking care of everybody who's coming in here, I think that's really important because they're not just paying to come in here and do whatever. They want to have a good time and they want to find something that they can take home with them, not just in a bag, but also in their memories.
Well, stories. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, how many times this morning I've talked to at least 30 people just about stuff that we used to have, stuff that we used to do. I just talked to a guy about the old Godzilla movie from the 90s, 1998, with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
The bad one. And, that was Roland Emmerich, too. That was Independence Day. And I was just talking to him about how many video games, how many cartoons and stuff that came from that. And that's one thing that I'm going to remember whenever I go home, because now I'm going to look up those cartoons and stuff. So, whenever you're talking to somebody, especially if it's the people that are leading you into the convention, the people that are working the convention, the vendors, you're going to talk and you're going to have those stories. And that's a big thing I take away from a lot of these gaming conventions.
Mike, what about you? What makes a video game convention the video game convention?
Okay, so touching base, taking off what Doc said, is it's the people you don't see that do the most. Like, example for this one, Chris, you may not see him on the show floor a lot, but everything went through him. Every decision, that critical decision that went into making this possible was basically whatever he thought people would want. So it's the people you don't get to see. A lot of the people, the staff that are running around making the changes and getting things set up and ready. But, I mean, you also have to have the mindset of the gamer in mind, or whatever the event might be, is what would make it better than last year? What can you push more? Like he had said, about the arcades. It's cool when you walk in the front door and you see old retro arcade machines everywhere, or like pinball machines. It sets the mood for the convention, but also having merchandise and having good vendors who will put the customer first. What would you like to sell in your store, and not garbage that is just going to fall apart? Because memories do outlast a convention. If you buy stuff and it's crappy and you go home and it falls apart, are you going to buy from that guy next time?
Right.
No.
Right.
So it's a mixture of staff, vendors, and the atmosphere that's built.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think I agree with a lot of you guys with that. And, building the relationships, that's how we met.
Oh, yeah,
through
sure.
through conventions. I've become friends with William, and not just as somebody that sells video games, but we talk regularly, even if it's not about, hey, do you have this or do you have that? I think for me, I think your wife said it earlier today where she said, I brought you in yesterday remote because you couldn't be here that day.
Yeah.
She's like, well, why did we even have to go? I think there's something, it's kind of like, it's funny because you're on there remote, but then when you show up in person, it's like you just pick up where we left. I mean,
right.
There's a few other content creators sitting here, like Lindsay here, like we talk, but you just kind of pick up right where you left off. It's not like weird, where it just feels like, oh, just talking to her last week or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's you make lasting friendships at these things.
That to me is I mean, anytime I need a tripod for my camera, we just get Brian from Retro Trade. I mean, it just
he holds it up. But like I said, we have to call him Atlas when he does that.
Yeah, we can give him that at least. But I think it's a great way to kind of strengthen your friendships. Just like working remote, I was working remote for 20 years. You still go to the office every now and again because you still got to, as we always say, touch grass. You have to.
Yeah.
Still, make that physical connection. And I think, obviously, everybody wants the deals. Everybody wants to, experience the free play. Everybody wants to hear Scott yell at him for playing Mario Kart over there. But that, for me, I think the relationships, I look forward to the shenanigans that we're going to do tonight, after dinner and just kind of hanging out, chilling and shooting the breeze.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I got the silly string and the toilet paper ready. Let's go.
I figured as much.
Wow.
Yeah, I was double-fisted pretty early yesterday before we left.
Okay, so let's go back to, since you brought that up, let's go back to that, all right? So this is relationship again. Will goes, hey, this was Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm going to go to the bar. I'm like, okay, we're going to go get some pizza, and then we'll meet up with you. He's like, okay. So we're sitting there, and I don't know, what were you drinking?
Vodka tonic, baby.
Okay, so he's drinking 1, 2, 3, and we're sitting there talking about business and everything like that, and I was talking about starting my own business. He's like, it's getting a little late. Toby went up to bed. Daniel and I are sitting there. We're just drinking water, and he goes, I'm just going to get one more. 5 later,
I didn't have that many.
Yeah, Steve, all right. Thank you, Ross.
He lost count. And then we're like,
I was
okay,
good that day. I was good. I think I stopped at like 5 or 6.
What did you do last night? Because
a little bit more because we had those.
You didn't wake up in your car, did you?
No. I did wake up where I forgot where I had pizza out last night and there was like a pizza box.
Your
the pizza went bad.
Your poor dad probably didn't have anything to eat.
I had 2 pieces of pizza that were like on the table, like just out. I guess I was like thinking I was going to eat them in the middle of the night or something. I'm not really sure exactly what was happening there.
You weren't talking to it, were you? Pizza, I'm going to eat you later.
He was probably talking to him.
Yeah, at night I woke up, I was like, oh.
I paid for you. I'm going to eat you later.
Yeah.
I don't know. This pillow looks.
Yeah. I had a good sleep last night. It was good.
Yeah.
I hit the gym this morning, so
did you?
Yeah.
Or did the gym hit you?
Oh, gym definitely hit me for sure.
The Intellivision Gamer in the chat room on YouTube, he says hanging out at the show and afterwards. I would agree with that. I think the relationship, look, everybody that's a collector comes to these conventions to find the deal. Right, and I was asking Mike earlier because Mike is the experienced GDEXer here. This is mine and your first time. William, is this your first time?
For GDEX, yeah.
For GDEX. So for us, we're kind of rookies here. Done Corgs many years. We're just asking what to expect, and it just seems like that atmosphere of all things is just the being able to network with people, talk with people. To me, that's the highlight, getting to be the one-on-one time with some of these developers and really get that hands-on
And I got to do that yet. I still.
You're slacking. Whatever.
So we talked about arcades. We talked about the personal relationships that you make. We've talked about what else did we say?
How much you drink on a Thursday night?
No, it's
the bars around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Let me back up.
Hey, the
How
diet starts on Monday.
Ice
The
cream
diet
is here,
starts on
Columbus.
Monday.
How much you drink on a Friday night?
No.
We didn't start Saturday night yet, folks. We'll be back
Oh, I
tomorrow
know.
to talk about
I
that.
forgot we have a party here tonight. So. But the next thing I was going to say was so GDEX is basically mainly about the developers and the indie people.
Yeah.
And that's a big majority of the back of this convention. And since Quarks came in, now there's a lot more video game vendors. But I think at any of these gaming conventions, the indie community and the guys that spend years just making independent games that, are playable on Steam, or some have even gotten ported to Switch now. Some people I know do like PS5 stuff. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the bigger consoles are harder to break into because Steam's pretty open source for, like just downloading games and stuff. So, but I think that's another integral part of a great gaming convention is these independent guys who come out here and demo their games and sell their their merch and and talk to people about. I know there was a guy next to me yesterday who was beta testing, and this guy broke his game in a way that he didn't even know it could be broke.
Oh, wow.
So that's a good thing, though.
Oh, yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a good thing. Yeah.
Was his name Dr. Scott?
Yeah. What's
the guy that broke the game, was it Dr. Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did it via remote.
Well, he broke it in another way. I don't know. There's some residue. I'm not really sure.
Maybe he broke it and dropped it into tonic. Well, I think it's interesting. We don't want this to just be a one-way conversation with us four guys up here.
Speak for yourself.
We're going to put Toby. We're going to put Toby to work here. And why don't you take the microphone out there, and we'll ask you guys, the audience, the live audience, for the folks that are watching on YouTube. We're getting some comments coming in. What do you feel makes the best game convention? So, do you have that mic on? Did you press the button? Okay, cool. He's not a rookie, folks. He's been working this. This is second day.
Green light.
So
I'm glad I didn't fire him.
we should ask your wife, because I think her number one thing for these conventions is getting rid of you for the weekend.
It could be.
Your retro trade.
I'm sure there's a lot of women that appreciate it when some of these guys are out of the house.
All right. Oh, we got Mario.
Sing us some jazz, Brian.
So, I think being at the game conventions is just a big family atmosphere and getting to meet a lot of different people and people you know.
Yeah.
That's my experience with the gaming conventions.
Yeah.
And pretending to be Mario and making me run around thinking that you were Mario.
It's me, I'm Mario!
You're hired.
Nintendo Warriors are on the phone already.
But he's the guy, remember I told you about, that had the... oh, get away from the speaker there. Toby, you're pointing at the speaker. No, don't point it at the speaker.
All right, that's it, you're
fired.
fired.
There you go. Yeah, he's fired. There was a big giant, those giant Mario statues? We did a skit where I went over and he's like, "Hey, Steven. And I'm like, "Brian, are you in there?" He's like, "Steven, I'm behind you." So, that video is up there. What about you, Lindsay? I know you're sitting there all quiet.
What is the best convention?
What makes the best convention
makes
for you?
the
What
best
makes it so that you want to go to the conventions?
For me and for my family, which I guess is part of my answer, right, is we want kind of a smattering of things, right? I want to shop.
Right.
I want community. I want to learn things, right? Play new games. And make it Dr. Scott, obviously. And make some memories. Because there are things that are going to be at every convention. And so the things that each convention does differently are what make them memorable.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You know, when she started saying that, I for some reason I heard Veruca Salt in my head going, "I want it now."
Does anyone have a giant gold Easter egg?
A giant. Oh yeah. He probably sitting on one.
A giant what?
Oh, they're goose egg. Sorry,
It was a goose egg. Yeah, it was a goose egg.
I have a golden Atari. I have a golden Atari.
Do you have a golden Atari? You can sit on a golden Atari.
Yes, I do.
Actually, that's true. You do. You have the golden.
I do have a golden Atari.
You have the golden ticket to Pac-Man.
Yes, I do. And I have a golden Pac-Man too. Yeah.
But there's been, I think, have you ever been to a game convention where you sit there and go, they have everything right except for this?
Oh,
Yes.
But they think it's the best. It's like everybody should just.
About a couple of years ago, I went to one it's in North Olmsted, Ohio. It only lasted 1 year, and they closed it.
Really?
It had no arcade, it had no community, nobody watching over each other's. Vendors were stealing from other vendors when they weren't looking. There's cops there. It was probably the worst show ever. There was no, like I said, they advertised it as a retro gaming swap meet.
Oh, they were swapping.
They swapped.
Oh, my goodness.
That closed a couple of years ago. It only lasted 1 year.
What's in the bag, sir? Pac-Mans and what's that white powder? Put that down.
I can't even, I heard at Siege, not to name drop a convention, but they had, one of the big influencers had a real expensive camera. Yeah. He set it down, literally turned around. Yeah, Lindsay's, and it was gone. Like, who does that? Like, that quick?
It happens. It happens. We've talked about it happening at Toyhio.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate thing.
I get it at like a smaller convention like that, but like people are getting like,
some people. It's sad to say it is part of the community that some people do target these kind of events. And it just happens, it's something that obviously, as a community that we can prevent, because I'm always looking at my neighbor's booth. They're always looking at mine, and a lot of times, I've had to watch people's booths, when they go to the bathroom, go get something to eat or whatever it is. And, then I start giving away their items for $1 a piece, and then they get a little mad at me. But
well, let me pose this question, because I hear this a lot at conventions. They hate YouTubers, they hate influencers, because when they get in there, they take all the good deals.
That's not true.
Oh, no, I know it's not true, but we get accused of that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I bought one of the worst Atari Pac-Man game or Atari video games you could possibly buy.
You bought a
today.
lot of those.
I bought it for $5. Oh yeah, there's somebody out there going, "Darn it, Dr. Scott bought that copy of Sorcerer."
But we
bought that messed up copy.
But we've heard that they're like, oh, all these YouTubers they get to get in 2 hours early. They're scoped out the scene. They've gotten all the best deals. Well, why should I even go?
But that does it does happen, but it doesn't happen as much as it's almost like an urban myth. It doesn't happen that much, but there are those who feel they're entitled to do that. Mm-hmm. And we've seen that. We've heard that from many people, and we're not going to name any names, but there are some people out there who they feel like, well, I'm so-and-so, and I've got so many subscribers, and I should be able to go in here and buy everything before anybody else. Any of the other smelly people come in. It's just like, who the heck are you?
Since you probably have the most out of all of us, the subscribers, you're up at the 100,000. Let me ask you, when you go into a convention, do you walk in and buy stuff before the general public come in, or do you kind of keep it a practice? Like you look around and you say, well, that booth over there might be something I'll get there, but I'm going to hold out.
So when I do my show coverage, I just walk around and get a bunch of shots. I don't really look at the merchandise per se, because I'm not better than anybody else, mm-hmm. and I don't want anybody ever to look at me and be like, oh, he comes in and gets the good stuff. Like, we take our shots before and after and during the show. The show, fill. We don't have time-lapse cameras, so we'll take a picture of, like, aisleways when they're empty, mm-hmm. when vendors are setting up, when they fill up with people, and then at the end of the shows. But we don't walk and just start looking at items. I mean, that's not the type of YouTuber I am. I don't sit there and scan every item. I just get overview shots and continue on. Because, I mean, I'm not going to use my influence power to get a good deal. I mean, I feel like that's kind of dumb. But
There are people
who
that do that.
That's what I was going to ask you. Since you sell, do you get a lot of people that, I mean, now I can understand, like, we've done it before with Common, because we talked before the convention. And you're like, well, I'll bring them to the convention. We already had that deal in place.
Yeah.
And
There's certain things
nobody's
I bring,
buying,
especially for you, especially for other people.
but they're not buying Sesame Street ABC for the Nintendo.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like,
I like that you brought that up.
but no, but seriously, that's a lot of the games that I bought from you. Like games nobody's going to buy, but I need them
I
for
bring
my
you
collection.
the weird stuff that I know you want.
Right. Nobody's buying that. So how do you feel about that as a vendor? Do you sit there and go, well, money's money. I don't care if they give it to me or, you know.
Well, so the one thing that I find, especially in a convention, the vendors, vendor to vendor. There's a lot of vendor to vendor dealing, trades. I mean, that happens throughout the convention. It does. I mean, it happens early in the morning. It happens late at night. It happens when people are setting up. It happens when people are tearing down. But it's not like they're getting any better of a deal than I'd work with somebody else. They might buy like $1,000 worth of stuff, and then I'm going to drop it pretty high just because they made a huge bundle with me. But they're not going to get any better of a deal than a guy that's buying a $5 game off me, and I drop it down to $3 because he's got $3 in his pocket. You know, it just, people think that it happens more than it does. There are people that do go around and they vend and they try to get stuff for their booth that they want. Like yesterday, I bought a whole crap ton of Pokemon VHS. I bought this whole guy's collection out that he had.
Neat.
Just because I love VHS and I've really delved into selling it. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I find it and I can get it at a bulk price, I'm buying it.
So with that, you know, people buying it, people reselling. How does that make you feel? Like if you give them a good deal. So by the way, I just want to let you know, if you go to Williams' booth and you name drop us here at the Tech Buzz Gaming booth, take whatever price it is and add $15 to it. It's the friend tax.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
you're not going to get any better deal than that.
Well, no, it's just, you know, I always work with people. I mean, the thing is with being a vendor, you know what you have into it in your head.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd never have wiggle room on, or I try not to sell early, is sealed stuff, new stock, because that stuff I can't get back. You know what I mean? I can't get a brand new. I mean, I can, but I'm going to be paying up for it. So the stuff that I get in collections or whatever that's brand new, I have it at a certain price. I can come down a little bit, but I'm not going to come off a lot, especially on those kind of things. And typically, that's not what vendors or early bird hunters do. They typically come in and they try to buy a grouping of things that either they think they can sell for a better price, or they just have a store and that's what they need, you know. And then, you know, then the doors open and then everyone else comes in. So I mean, you may have 2 or 3 people that do the deal before we open the doors, but that's any convention. That's any gaming convention. That's any toy show. That's any of that.
Well, I guess the question then with that is, do you feel that is, I don't want to say ethical, but
well,
do you think that's,
we pay a lot of money to be here.
Do you think do you think that is convention etiquette?
There's some people I know that won't sell before they open. I know several people that don't do it, and it's just because, like you just said, they don't feel that it's right.
Yeah.
And I completely respect that. I don't do that personally because there are certain things that I look for, especially early on in the show. But I'm not going to be picking up, like, you know, a graded copy of Pokemon, you know, White or whatever.
Because
you know,
Scott wants it.
Yeah. Or, you know, Pokemon Gold with the Pokewalker, you know, and then someone's going to, like, misprice it at, like, $100. Then I'm going to buy it and flip it. I don't do that because it doesn't really happen that often anymore anyways, because most people know what they have. You know, I'd say 5 or 6 years ago, even 10 years ago, that happened a lot, but it doesn't really happen much anymore. You're pretty much going to get the deal that everyone else does. You might get a little bit better just because, you know, you're here earlier, and you, like I said, you're buying in bulk. That's the big thing. If you buy in bulk, you get a better price. And that's just even if any time today or any time in the morning.
Scott, Mike, do you think the difference is in buying it before the doors open, the type of product, or if like you're looking for something specific, like I said, with the Sesame Street ABCs, like you're trying to do a complete collection of a specific Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Do you think that makes it okay to buy early?
So I feel like if you're looking for something specific and you see it, you can always approach the shop owner and see what they're willing to do. And if they're not willing to, you leave it alone. I mean, it's their shop, what they want to do. I mean, as content creators that are walking around here, we're going to be at the show all day. Mm-hmm. You know, chances are, or all weekend. Yeah. Chances are that product that you want, probably nobody else might want. I mean, unless it's something rare. But then again, at that time, it comes to your etiquette of a person. Do you really want to sit there and try to throw your weight around and try to get it before everybody else has a chance to get it? Or do you want to be, reasonable and do your other content creating when the doors open, come back as soon as possible and try to get it while the doors are open? I guess it just depends on your etiquette and the shop's etiquette.
I can agree with that completely. There might be some exceptions here or there. But at the same time, I'd be splitting hairs because, well, let's just say, for example, my etiquette is to go, well, I'm not going to buy anything early or anything like that. But what if it's a bunch of stuff that's super common, a lot of filler stuff, as opposed to, well, I'm taking an opportunity away from somebody else when they see, like a Pokemon Gold or Silver or an Emerald or something like that. And that's a little on the rare side. Or on occasion, that one person who wants to play Godzilla for the PS4 and, a fairly expensive game, and there might be somebody who's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find it. But then somebody came in and they saw one that was in it fairly inexpensive. They got in, 2 hours before, and they're like, hey, I'll take that. Yeah, I don't dig that. I think that's kind of not cool.
Like cringy.
Yeah.
Well, we know Brian from Retro Trade. He does that all the time. That's why I brought it. That's why I brought it up.
He's got 4 copies of Godzilla for the PS4 in his bag.
Ron, his partner, has to talk him down all the time. I'm just kidding.
The other thing I wanted to point out about that too is, whenever you do get in here early and you do start talking to people, a lot of deals have already kind of been set up before it opens, really. Because a lot of these people talk. I mean, a lot of these people know each other. I mean, a lot of these people are really good friends. Like me and you are really good friends.
Yeah.
I know Dr. Scott a little bit, But
that's your downfall.
Yeah, But these deals, especially the ones that we get, we work on them the whole weekend.
Yeah.
We're out there doing the work. We're talking to these people. We're doing trades. We're bringing stuff. That's the other thing. If you bring stuff to a convention to trade, you have more chances you're going to get that rare specialty item that you want. And plus, some people, we have the back door. We have the little bin that we only let a certain amount of people look at, because we know that the general populace ain't going to be concerned about spending $800 on a single item, And plus, you don't want it out so people can touch it or whatever it is. But someone's comes in with a trade or some money. We're gonna get you a peek.
You got a copy of Panic Restaurant in the back there?
Yeah, he might. So you wanted to bring up, what do we think makes the best trade show or convention? So now I'm going to throw a curveball. Because, listen, these convention runners, they think they've got it nailed. I mean, let's just say, okay, this is the general public, this is the paying public. What do you think makes the worst convention? If you can say to a convention runner, if you do this, I will not attend.
Wow, that's a good question.
I'm just going to start you off here with a couple of opinions. In my view is there's 2 issues that I've run into doing these, and one of them was a fairly recent one. I'm not saying
we're not trying to bash anybody or anything.
But whenever I came in, it was very confusing. A lot of people that were working the convention didn't really know where things were, where I was supposed to be, and then this huge floor. I mean, just this. I mean, it was as big as this.
Yeah.
And it just had tables and tables and tables. They were all linked together in like a bunch of horseshoes. And this lady was like looking at me, and she's like, "Oh, William Jackson, Millennium Flashbacks, booth 15A or whatever." And I'm looking at her, and she's like, "Oh, it's over there." see over there in between where that garbage can's at?
Like, yeah,
And I'm like,
way over there.
I'm like, yeah, I just walked here with all my stuff, with my cart, and I'm holding the table, and she's like pointing to me over there. I'm like, okay, can't you like walk me over there, or have somebody else walk me over there? But no, I had to actually count the tables. I was like, okay, you said 15A, so I was like, okay, this is 10A, this is 11, 12, 13. There's no markings on them either. There's no
15 happens to be on the other side, right?
Yeah. Maybe it even did it like that. Luckily, I found just by using the map that they had online and like a little bit of workaround for what I know, how the thing was set up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one walked me actually into the convention whenever I was being set up. And that's kind of bugs me as a vendor. And the other thing was online stuff. When you have to register online for everything. I hate that. I hate that so much.
How do you want to do that?
Right here at the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Or whenever you do it online, because typically there's 2 or 3 big websites that do these conventions where you go in and you already have your information set up. You already have what kind of booth table you want. Like what kind of amenities you want. If you want electric, if you want a bigger booth, if you want more tables, whatever it is. And there's one called Eventney that I use quite a bit. And Eventney works out really well. You can pretty much go in and choose and kind of lay out exactly what you want to do. But then a couple of these conventions I get to, they still like, oh, well, you have to register for this, this, and this after I already registered, after I bought the table, after I'm in the door.
Really?
And then
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, wait a minute. You didn't tell me any of it. Like, this wasn't in any of the emails and stuff. And I'm going to tell you the flip side of that, too, that these conventions are extremely hard to put on. They are extremely hard to get people in the door. They're extremely hard to put on. They're extremely hard to get organized, get sponsors, get all that. I know that's extremely hard. But those little things really just kind of turn me off to them because this leaves you a little bad taste in your mouth.
What about you, Mike?
I think it's key that any event that's being hosted is the price for the vendors. I feel like if you price your vendors out where they can't afford to have a spot, the less vendors you have, the less that people want to come. When you walk into a convention and you see hundreds of tables or hundreds of booths or whatever, a lot of people, you see a lot of tables, you're excited. When you walk in, you see like 1, 2, or 3 vendors because nobody else could afford to come here.
Yeah.
You're not exactly going to want to come back the next year.
Dr. Scott.
I was just wondering if we just came to a ball game.
Yeah, I see the Red Bull going out here, and I noticed it was a small can of Red Bull. You notice Red Bull's a smaller can compared to the other ones. It's perfect size for Brian. Did you notice that? Like everybody else, it's a small. Brian's got to take his time with it.
It's a small can.
They make it so small because it's nasty.
It is not nasty. It's good stuff,
gross,
man.
Well, it tastes like medicine.
What are you talking about?
I don't like.
Okay, that's where I disagree with you. But
anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, most gamers will hate me because I hate energy drinks. So screw that stuff, man.
What is the word? I think I know what you're gonna say. But what do you think breaks a convention to make it the worst?
I'm like what William said, but maybe I'm looking at it from a slightly different perspective. If there's chaos, you don't know what's going on. You don't know where you're going. And it's whether I'm just a media guest and I don't know where my passes are coming from, or if I'm a special guest and I don't know where I'm supposed to be setting up, I don't know what's going on. When somebody says, and they both hit on it before, that these things are not easy to put on, and being organized is not easy when there's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that work these are volunteers. They don't get paid.
Yeah, true.
Right.
A lot of these people are volunteers.
And I'm not trying to pick on any particular show, but there's one of the best experiences I ever had, and I will mention the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo, just as an example, last year. That was one of the most smooth, well-oiled machines I have ever seen. and it was so welcoming. And it was like they did everything before I even got there. It was almost like somebody did my homework for me.
Yeah.
And I just loved that experience. And I'm not saying that others haven't done that either. I mean, here at GDEX, this has been fantastic as well. Chris is an amazing guy, and I really appreciate him to death. So, thank you. My hat tip to you. I'm not taking it off so you see my bald head.
Yeah, big shout out to GDEX and to Gary Canucci too for, is that how you?
Carnucci.
Yeah,
but he does corks, and I think that those Chris and him have worked really hard to make this a success. But Canucci.
but that I think that's it. Anytime you run into any kind of chaos, you don't know what's going on. You don't know where you're supposed to be going. You're not supposed to be one doing the homework. It's their show.
Yeah.
So let me throw this out there, and this is more or less as a family guy, and this is no shot at anybody, but if you're marketing your expo to have a family day as a Sunday, like we know some of these other conventions do, and you have nothing for kids, and I'm talking, like, I have to think about this because I have a little one now.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Like, you got these little 5-year-olds running around. I think that you miss the point, right?
Yeah.
You miss it. Like,
you need waiting pools.
Well, I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like some of these other ones, they have like blow up bouncy houses, and they have other
gimmicky stuff, but stuff that works for kids. It's gimmicky,
but the little kids, but it keeps them busy, so mom and dad can enjoy everything else.
Yeah. 2 years ago at Torg, they had a really, really good kids section, and I know who was contracted to put that on, and they did a wonderful job doing it.
So I would say, like, if you get some of these. If you want to get these families in the door, think about the kids. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker
Dr.
to everybody.
Scott brought up Torg, and Torg did a couple really cool things this year. The one I did in Sandusky.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to the Sandusky.
Yeah, I wasn't there either.
They had a Hylian fishing thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a fishing pole with a magnet on it, but it was just a bunch of fish and like this, they decorated it up and everything. And, I saw a bunch of kids having a blast with that. And it was just, it was just a magnet on a pole and a couple of fish, and they also had...
Yeah, that's cool. That's for kids, yeah.
Another thing that I love that I think more conventions should do is cosplay contests, but also have professional cosplayers going around in costume, like entertaining, like not like jester entertaining, but you know what I mean, like
right, exactly.
But
CGC does that really well.
Yeah, CGC is excellent at the cosplay contests and getting that organized. They have several contests. They have several events going on. And you see people walking around all day dressed up. And I think for kids, that's awesome because there's a lot of kids that, want Halloween to be every day. And I mean, there was one guy I saw at the last convention I was at down in Florida, and he comes as a predator. And his costume is amazing. He's even got like the oily looking dreadlocks. He's got the big mouth, and he puts like slime in his mouth, so it's like
wow.
And he's got a laser that actually works on his arm. It's so cool. And like I was going to say, there was a convention I was at not too long ago that ended with a professional bumblebee costume. So this guy came in this 8-foot costume, and he had a boom box that he carried with him. Well, a woman carried with him behind him. So he was just dancing and stuff like that with the kids. And, it probably cost them like $200 or whatever. But it entertained like 50 kids. It brought another 100 people into the convention just for this guy dancing around in a suit.
Well, last year at CGC, there was a guy dressed as Soundwave, and he must have been he must have been 12 feet tall, and he was absolutely amazing.
And that's one of those ones they have. It's a big shoulder pad thing that it's designed as almost like a scaffold they put over themselves, and then they put what do you call them? Stilts. Yeah, they put like stilts on them so they can be huge. And then a lot of these things, people put weeks, months, years into developing these costumes. And I think to be the number one, to be the best gaming convention, you have to have some really cool cosplay.
Yeah, I think that helps it. Depending on what okay, so with the cosplay, I think that needs to be more directed towards a pop culture, convention. Like, I think anywhere else that people do it, it's great. You know what I mean? Like to come in.
But
here.
I'm just saying, if we're talking about what makes, to me, I need all those elements to come together. And I think seeing someone dressed as Zelda, someone dressed as Link, someone dressed as Samus. I've seen some really cool Samus outfits.
Oh yeah.
Mega Man. I've seen Mega Man. I think it was at CGC last year. There was the guy. He had like a working arm cannon.
There was a great Samus there last year too.
I was going to say it was a 3D printed one. I was carrying it around. The one. One of the things that I think I mentioned to you yesterday, and before Chris jumped on, and one of the things, because of all the equipment you got to bring in, having a runner or host that is very accommodating. Like you're trying to tell them. They've never seen your setup, and you're trying to tell them, well, I can do this. I show them pictures. But to be able to kind of like see your vision and help you bring that to life at a convention, I think that's kind of, to me, that's kind of huge. Like having, and there's a few conventions I can say that
lacks a little bit.
Yeah, that it lacks, but I think have also been very accommodating. I've seen it on both sides. One extreme to the next.
Sometimes it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if you don't get that personal experience or personal touch from the volunteers or the employees or whatever it is. But a lot of times it really does, like I was saying with the one I was just talking about, with all the tables and stuff like that really needed that personal touch. GDEX here, I think we can pretty much get around pretty easily here because they have everything laid out easy enough.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys with this. How do you feel when the convention has something where it's connected to the hotel? Is that like a deal breaker or / a huge win for you?
I think it's a win, for sure.
I think it's a win because, like with GDEX, they got the discounted tickets with their hotel. You get your vendors who don't want to go very far from their stuff. When you're able to park in the garage, be in the same building, walk out, because it seems like GDEX always has 1 or 2 rainy days where it's always raining or the weather's just bad. It's always nice to be able just to walk out of your hotel, right into the main hall, come down here and just walk in. So I think it's a win when you can partner up with a hotel, or 2, because they got 2 here.
I absolutely agree. I'm not saying that you can't have like off-site hotels and stuff and then go to a separate location. I mean, it makes it, especially in a larger area like Columbus, it does make it a little more cumbersome. But this is so convenient that I can see where some of the showrunners may be a little dissuaded, because I know that the cost of a convention center doing it like this can be very, very
expensive.
High. It can be expensive, yeah. But if you do have the right backing and stuff like that, you can swing the right deals, then this is a great place to do it. Because how many hotels do you have hooked up to this place? Like 4 or 5?
Yeah, because
it's huge.
I mean, not very often do I get to party in a Hyatt at Hilton and what is this called? Convention Center.
He only had a few last night.
And there's a Howl at the Moon Saloon right down the street.
I just turned 45, too, man. I'm getting old, dude.
I'm older than you.
Well, I'm older than you all. Shut it.
I'm still cooler than this.
You better drink some Red Bull. It gives you wings.
The key is to be able to crawl from the bar to your room.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah, you need the concierge, too. The concierge.
What's the guy
She'll come up and be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Are you having problems getting to your room?"
The guy who owns VGM, his name's
video. Who is it? Owns
what is it? I can't remember his name.
VGM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Jeff?
No, that's not right.
Jeff.
Well, anyway, he's he when he gets away he said when he gets away from the family, he likes to kind of have some fun and have a few drinks, and he knows how to do it.
Let's talk about that for a second. So, at Corgs, was it last year?
No, it was told.
Oh, is that the guy that just drinks the whole time he's there?
Yeah. So he's there, right? And I was like, "Oh, do you want to get on the panel and talk with us?" I've like.
Yeah, it was
Tugboat was there for WWE or WWF, if you guys remember.
Yeah, Tugboat and the guy from
American Gladiators, Tower. Now Tower was bigger than Tugboat. Like his arms were as big as my waist. and he's old, like he's like almost 60 years old, if not 60,
Yeah.
right? So Joe is his name.
Yes.
So Joe's sitting there, and he kept going, I could take him. Don't you think I could take him? I could take him. He's like, and the guy's like sitting there, like Tugboat or Tower. He's sitting there going, like, looking at me. He's like, I'm gonna like knock this guy out.
Like, no.
He's like Joe's getting some beer muscles, and I'm like, he's already had like 6, and he's like, got it. He goes,
Dude, he was handing out vodkas. I still have one in my cabinet. He was like those little airplane
The
bottles.
little airplane models.
If you go back and watch the video,
That's the way to do it, man.
If you go back and watch the video, he's almost falling asleep at the end of the table. He's like this. And then he almost fell off. My daughter's laughing because she knows. She's like, it was so hard to keep him in frame.
You have to keep it.
And then so Tower, we took the
angles.
picture, and Tugboat has his arm around him, and Joe looks like this little Italian that's like 4 foot tall compared to him.
Well, Brian here from Retro Trade, I think he was sitting in between me and
Oh,
you.
yeah, you were on that, remember?
With Tower and Tugboat, right? Yeah, and then there comes Joe. And Joe's he's a
Great
hilarious guy.
guy.
He's a
Great
great
guy.
but
Great guy.
Man, I could not do what he does. You know, my liver would disown me and go live with someone else.
For a convention, though, I mean, a lot of people that come to these, this is their weekend away.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
this is their
right.
weekend away from the family, from the kids. This is their time to cut loose. This is their time to have fun. And, you know, it's like what you were
So
talking
you're
about.
saying is I do it
this
all
is
wrong.
a family kind of thing. So it's almost like a cookout with freaking video.
So wait,
games.
are you trying to say I'm doing this wrong
It's like
here?
a family reunion with
So I got to tell my wife to stay home? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
just
'cause
saying
this is
that there's
we
a
got the-
lot of people that do that.
Be
where this
careful,
is
they'll
their
cut your
vacation.
mic. The kids are over there. I'm like, oh yeah, there you go.
You know,
Oh,
some
Lindsay.
people prep all year.
Hey,
for these
Toby,
kind of
can we get a
things,
mic
you know?
over to Lindsay over here, front row?
And just real quick, I wanted to say before Toby gets over to Lindsay that, you know, Joe from VGM, we think you're cool. And
Oh, he knows it.
And
He
since
knows
we're
this
plugging
is
you, my address is, and send a big box.
Go ahead,
He
take
was
it
a
over
blast,
there.
though. He was a fun guy.
How many videos did I do with his mascot in it? Like 2 or 3?
Well, Lindsay took it around to the convention.
enough.
Are you kidding me?
I
You were
still
taking-
have it.
Do you still have it?
Oh, you still have it?
Oh,
Yeah.
bring it to CGC.
It'll come to Cleveland.
We'll light it on fire. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, we'll
All
probably
right.
see a lot of these people at Cleveland.
So I was going to ask a question of you.
Sure.
Nope, there's not
guys.
time. No, go ahead.
So all these ideas, the highs and lows of conventions. If you were going to run a convention,
Oh, yeah.
what
She's
would
putting us
you
on the spot.
do to make yours special, different, memorable? That's my question.
Someone go first because I got to think about this for a second.
Well, first of all, I'd have a big salad bar. There has to be a
Salad
salad
bar.
There's got to be a salad bar to end all salad bars.
I think William would have Red Bull there.
Ugh.
Like a Ponderosa inside, you know, wings and everything.
Wow,
Wings.
that's
I'd definitely go for wings. Even though wings and video games don't really go together that well.
Oh, yes, they do.
Well, I'm
Shut
talking-
your
I'm
video
talking-
game hole
no,
down there.
No,
They go
That's
together.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Hold on.
you need
I'm
to
saying-
throw something at
I'm
this
saying
guy.
I don't want some guy with
Get out of here with
buffalo-
your vegetarian butt.
Go
Get out of
get
here
Red
with
Bull,
that.
throw it at him.
I'm talking about messing with my games and stuff over there whenever he's trying to
No,
buy
no,
them.
no. They have to wipe their hands before they go out.
Yeah,
There's got to be like a
if
velvet rope
we have
area.
moist towelettes after the wing bar.
No, I
then
don't
we're
want them
good.
messing up your property.
That's
right.
all I'm saying because I just collector's items and wings.
These guys are going to riot if the next thing you say is pizza and
No,
video
dude,
games.
I love
Okay,
wings.
I don't want greasy
Wings were the
fingerprints
first
on
thing I
Duck
had
Hunt.
when I hit
No.
Columbus. There's
They're
a place
gonna riot.
called Rodney's. They told me to go.
Yeah, well,
Where's the frozen onions?
Look at this. Look at this. You got barbecue sauce on my Pokemon Emerald. I hate you.
I get it. I do get it.
Yeah, the vintage. I mean, that's the only my gripe with that one. But
So to answer Lindsay's question, that
Yes, and
that
being
kind of
serious.
went downhill really quick.
sorry, I was yelling at him about.
That's
I'm being
okay.
serious now.
One of the big things that as somebody that has kids that come here,
You do?
yeah,
Okay.
is going to different conventions. Sometimes you can get food and drink outside, but you can't bring it in.
Right.
Okay. The other thing is getting like I've gone to conventions where it's like $6 for a bottle of water.
Yeah,
It doesn't come with the brown stuff.
that's
Now, I've got 3 kids, and then myself and my wife. let's do the math a little bit here. I know you're probably still feeling it from last night. No, I'm just kidding. but seriously,
Sober as a bird, baby.
No, but seriously though, like even food, you go in for a hot dog and it's $8.
So you're talking about affordable food options.
Affordable food options.
Dude, you nailed the one thing. Affordable food options.
I think affordable, and I'm not saying that they can't make a profit. Don't get me wrong.
Salad bar.
Salad bar.
So I will say, in here, I was blown away by Jet Pizza because it's not unaffordable.
It was $18, I think, I spent for a large pizza yesterday.
Yeah, and me and my son,
I still got some of that.
We ate for like $19, and we got like
It's
this
still
big.
sitting on my counter.
They called it a Jet.
And last year I found some uneaten stuff in the trash. It was great.
Okay, so
but for me, that's what I would say. It has to be
what did he
affordable
say?
food.
Oh, he said
He's eating out of the
salad
trash.
bar. We're all talking about food.
It must be getting that time again.
Okay,
No.
my number one, I'd have the PGX does this excellent. PGX has the best arcade outside of Dave and Buster's and stuff like that. That you can.
They paid you to say
I
that,
mean,
right? Because they're right over there. You know that.
What?
They pay you to say that? They're right over there.
PGX is here?
No, Dave and Buster's is over there.
Oh, no, screw Dave and Buster's. I mean, Dave and Buster's is cool and all, but
he's right here, folks. He's right over here. What booth number?
William, you're absolutely right. But I think the only one that I've ever seen to rival it is CGC, though. But PGX
CGC is definitely
insane, and it does because it's in that room where it doesn't have this huge, 75-foot ceiling that Godzilla made.
That's why PGX is awesome, because it feels like a cave.
Yes,
it feels like a
it feels
basement.
like an arcade.
Yeah, it feels like that old arcade that you went to in the 80s and the 90s where you're sitting there waiting to play Mortal Kombat and you had to wait till the big kids got tired or ran out of money because you're sitting there. So this is the one thing, this is my hack for back in the day for Mortal Kombat. You printed out the special moves and you sold them. So that way you could pay for your game and everyone was doing fatalities and, But my thing for the best convention, an awesome arcade. You need the awesome arcade. You need old school. You need cabinets. You need sit-down pub. You remember the old Pac-Mans with the two ways? The
pinball, baby.
Yeah, and a good pinball section.
Okay.
Pinball is another one that kind of don't have here. I don't think. I didn't see any pinball, did it?
No, there's no pinball.
The second I see a Doctor Who pinball machine, I'm like, all right, they got the win. Done.
But yeah, pinball is a must. Great arcade's a must. Affordable food options.
All right, Mike. Come on.
Yep. Well, you guys already hit it. As a family person, with pretty much 6 people every time we go to one, you can never find affordable food. And most of the time, like GDEX, they don't really have food here because they're not allowed to. Well, they weren't able to get vendors here for food.
There was a dude with a George Foreman grill back there, I thought I saw.
He's just
Is that what I've been smelling? No, I'm just kidding.
That's a good idea.
So when you go to Cleveland, you're stuck with 4 options, and they're ungodly expensive. You go to
no offense, especially that root beer truck.
Oh, dude,
Cleveland's
rough for that kind of stuff.
I mean, just anywhere you go, the food is absolutely insane. Torg included. You have to go outside or wherever they had it last year. We did Sandusky. They had foods outside. It's ungodly expensive. If you can have cheap, affordable food with a family day, arcades, and everything, I believe you'll bring everybody in.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to add to that, and I don't know if you guys agree with it here live and maybe on site, not everybody wants to be on their feet all day. Having certain sections where you can just kind of sit down and chill. I noticed
massage chairs.
I noticed that here at GDEX, that over there, I'm pointing, I know you guys online can't see it, but down behind the Red Bull area, there's like a huge seating section that you can sit down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because that way, if you don't want to sit here and listen to us, you can actually go sit down
and
enjoy yourself.
And
right?
there's tons of options outside of the convention.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's one thing I would say GDEX, from my observation and being here, really nailed, and that's something I would put on my list, to have a place that you could just sit down and just not get overstimulated, be able to just relax for a few minutes and then carry on, doing whatever you're doing.
Going on that point too, there are a lot of people that I've noticed that come to these that have either sensory issues or have some kind of autism or some kind of a problem with basically interacting with certain people or with, bright lights or, just whatever it is. And it's good to have a spot where you're taken away from all of that. And I think a lot of these places do have that because it's a convention center. If you really want to get away, you could get away,
Or if you're William and you come in after a hangover and the bright lights are really getting to you,
Hey, bright lights
He and Joe are going to be hanging out together real soon.
I'm just drinking for one more day and I'm taking off.
No.
But hey, on that day, I got to get back to the booth.
You're not allowed to.
I got to go.
Yeah, no, we're going to end this up here for this segment. We're going to be back at 2:45. We get a 45-minute break.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to be joined by Phil from Retro Bliss.
Yes, he's over there talking with Michael Tomlinson right now, and
Okay.
I'm sure he's working up some wheeling and dealing, and no, put that back. Get that out of your pocket. No, Phil would never do that. He's a good guy.
So if you guys want to come back, we will be back live. Those of you in the chat room, we will set it up and we'll be back at 2:45 Eastern time for those that are watching in the Pacific areas. Thank you guys so much. Big special shout out also to you guys sitting out here watching, but also for those that don't know, those are my kids back there. Two of them. Samantha, my oldest daughter, she's doing all the production. Everything you're seeing on the screen, everything you're seeing on the internet, she's doing back there. So big shout out to her. My son, he was doing it yesterday. He's over there making sure everything's going good. So this is a family affair.
And now Toby, who's been adopted, and you have to buy Christmas presents for this year.
He's keeping us on schedule. I'm surprised he didn't text me and be like, "You're 3 minutes over." Shut up.
Did you bring the basement child, the one you lock in the basement?
She's sleeping. She's back there sleeping.
Toby, do you have the frozen onions to throw at him for the next one? Just throw. Hey, time's over.
So, all right, guys, we'll see you back here then at 2:45.
And everybody take those notes that we told you and go make that perfect convention.
Yeah, send it to you.
We've been to several that are so close.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you.
Yay!